Hi, welcome to How to Repair. This video is on an Electrolux made tumble dryer that has a pump problem and is showing error code 21 or 22. This video can be used for any of the Electrolux branded machines, Zanussi, AEG, Electrolux and so on. Now as you can see, we've got a flashing light, but it's not actually showing us an error code, so we're going to go into the diagnostic mode. That's turning the dial from the off position to position 1 with both buttons pressed down for a couple of seconds. This will take us into a flashing light sequence, and now we're going to turn the dial across to position 10. This will show us the last stored error code, and as you can see it's flashing 2 red and 1 green. So I'll explain all about this in a second, but I'm just going to speed up the video so you can see how the machine comes apart. And please remember, all work should be done by someone who is competent with electrics. Right, error code 21, which is 2 red flashing lights followed by 1 green, is a fill pump fault or triac fault. Possible pump failure. Could be the circuit board has failed, one of the triacs has failed, or you might have a wiring fault. Please take note at this point in the video there are 2 hidden screws which I'm undoing here. One just inside the reservoir holder, as you can see to the left, and you will need a magnetic screwdriver. Error code 22 is triac sensing circuit for the canister fill pump is faulty. This is usually a electronic board fault if this error comes up. Now I've actually created this error on the machine to show you how to change a pump and to service the float switch system. Here you can actually see where the pump is housed and the switch system, and we'll take this apart so you can have a good look. The pump itself is a 17 watt motor, and this transfers the condensed water from the condenser unit up to the reservoir at the top. Some models do not have a pump fitted because they have a collection tray at the bottom. There's just 1 screw to undo and a couple of clips, which you'll see me lift up in a second to slide the pump outwards, and then we'll remove all the electrics. There's a flotation switch inside here, so as the chamber becomes full it activates a switch which tells the circuit board to power up the pump, which then transfers the water to the top collection tray. Common faults that can occur with this unit is the float switch can jam, or the float itself jams. You can get a wiring fault. The switch itself might have gone open circuit, in other words burnt out. The motor might have burnt out, but one of the most common ones I find is that the pump can actually clog up with fluff because the machine has not been maintained correctly, in other words hoovered out occasionally to collect all the dust that you can see from the clothes. So every couple of years it's a good idea to actually hoover out the machine. You can actually see a video on the site fully explaining how a condenser dryer works, and it will give you good indications of what to clean and how to clean it. But here we have the switch, just a straightforward micro switch. Now we'll just test the motor. Now this has got a resistance of about 400 ohms. The book states it should have a resistance of around 750, but this motor's fine as I've already tested it. And I'm just going to check the micro switch. Now there's a circuit when the switch is in the down position, and the switch becomes open circuit as the float rises. And this is what tells the printed circuit board to activate the pump. Now one of the common faults with this machine is a triac can fail on the circuit board. If you're good with electronics you might be able to track this down. I'm thinking of producing another video on this which you will find on the website explaining the circuit board. and if this does happen, the circuit boards are quite expensive, so it might be worth you taking it to someone to get it repaired, possibly changing the triac on there. But first we'll go through how to take the pump housing out. It just lifts out, and I'll show you now what to clean. You can see in the background there quite a heavy green mildewy build-up. It's a very good idea to clean the whole of this out, because if that float jams, this will cause a problem. Also, by cleaning it out, you'll remove all the fluff. You can see the colour of the water as it comes out. There's loads of bits of fluff in there. Sometimes the fluff passes through the pump without a problem, but on other occasions it can jam the pump if you get a large build-up. And as I said earlier, one of the common faults with all condensing tumble dryers, or matter of fact all tumble dryers, is people do not maintain them correctly. In my opinion, they should be opened every couple of years, and literally just for the sake of putting a hoover around and clearing it out, you will stop a lot of the build-up of fluff, which will cause problems in the drying cycle due to ducts getting blocked. Also, it'll stop the motor overheating if fluff builds up on the motor unit itself, not on the pump itself, but on the main motor. Now you can see that was 4 little clips that held the cover plate for the pump, and this is where it normally clogs, if it's going to clog anywhere. At the end of this video, I'll show you through the diagnostic system and all the procedures for doing tests. But while I'm putting this back together, do remember you can buy all the parts from us at the website, and there's links above taking you through to the tutorial section and to where to buy your parts. On the website I'll also put all the error codes and procedures for doing checks. There's many other videos which I've done on this Electrolux range of tumble dryers, so please visit the website to go through them all if you have a separate fault. But now we've cleaned everything up, we'll just reassemble it. When putting this back together, do make sure you get all the wiring tucked away correctly, as we don't want any of the wiring catching on the drum above when it's turning. And as I said earlier, it's a very good idea to go through the whole machine while it's apart and hoover out everything. Also, the condenser unit itself is non-electrical, so you can actually take it outside and give it a good flush through with the hose pipe to clear all the vents. Remember, the airflow in the condenser unit works in 2 directions, so you have one running from front to back and another from side to side, and they're separate tubing systems that need to be cleaned. Now just slotting the housing back in, and as I said, make sure you get all the wiring tucked away neatly. Right, we'll just connect the heater back up, and this just slots in underneath that, and then just tuck the wiring into its holder. And there we go. Just got to pop the last screw in now. And now we'll go to the diagnostic mode. So as I said earlier, once you've reassembled it all, you need to plug the machine back into the electrical supply. Right, we'll just quickly turn the machine on. No error code flashing at the moment, so we've just got a green light. So we'll just start the machine in normal mode, and there we go. Now we'll enter the diagnostic mode, because it's very important to clear the last error down after doing a repair. So holding the 2 buttons down for a couple of seconds, turn it from the off position to position 1, then turn to position 10. As you can see, we still have the error code showing, which is 2 red followed by 1 green. Now we need to clear this down. So by holding the two buttons down in position 10, wait for a beep on this model, and that has cleared the memory. Now, as I promised you, I'll just take you through the sequence. Right, just going back to position 10 to make sure that there's nothing stored in there, and as you can see, the error code has gone. Position 1 checks all the LED lights. Position 2, which I've done another video on, checks the pump system. Position 3 checks the motor is turning anti-clockwise with the pump running for 30 seconds. Position 4 is a step-by-step turning of the drum and checking the triacs on the circuit board, and you'll see it step here in a second. And by the way, on position 3 you can see there is no heat on my amp meter. It's only drawing 0.6 of an amp and it's rotating anti-clockwise, whereby this is position 4. This is checking the triacs, as I said, and the motor is turning step by step. Now position 5 is low heat, so you can see it's drawing just under 6 amps here and rotating in a clockwise rotation. Now by turning it to position 6, we're going on to full heat, and you can see the ampage is going up just under 9. So we're on full heat, so we know the heater is working on low heat and high heat. There is another video on the website with the full diagnostics testing and sequence of the diagnostic mode, which you're welcome to come and watch. So to come out of the diagnostic mode, turn it to the off position, then turn it back on, then turn it off again and back on, and now you'll be back in normal mode. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please remember to visit the website and shop with us, as that's what keeps us going and able to make these free videos for you. And if you found the video helpful, don't forget you can always click on the link above to buy us a beer. Thanks very much indeed for watching.